What's the one thing about First Church that you want others to know?
Well, I hope they would know how wonderful it is to be here and to build up such great friendships and connections with others that are all here for the same reason and same purpose. And it's just a wonderful place to raise your family and to fellowship with others and to make a wonderful church family.
What's the one thing about First Church that you want others to know?
I guess we are an open church. No matter who you are or where you come from, we welcome you. It's not just the sign behind me. We don't just say it to say it. It's actually true, and I really love that about this place.
What's the one thing about First Church that you want others to know?
That Pastor James has very good stories, and it definitely leads up to everything that we learn in church school and church.
What's the one thing about First Church that you want others to know?
Well, the first thing I would want others to know is that everyone is welcome here, and everyone that is a part of this church tries to make the community a better place. That's it.
What's the one thing about First Church that you want others to know?
That it is a welcoming community for everyone.
It is a place of kindness.
What's the one thing about First Church that you want others to know?
I think that there's a great program for little kids, and as you get older, you get more integrated in the church, and you can do all these different things that help the community and everybody around you.
What's the one thing you want somebody to know about First Church?
It's very giving and supportive, and it will help you. It's a great church.
It's very giving, open to everyone. They're always there someone is always there to help you in case of illness or anything like that. Everyone will step up to help each other with this church.
What's the one thing about First Church that you want others to know?
We have a wonderful choir. Being able to share God's Word through music is very powerful. It's a way to really create community and that sense of oneness with God, oneness with each other.
What's the one thing about First Church that you want others to know?
My children love the children's programs at First Church. They're actually sad in the mornings that we aren't able to come, and they look forward to the mornings where we are able to come. So I love the children's programming. As well, I love how inclusive it is. When they say anybody and everybody, they really mean that. They don't care what your former beliefs are, what your current beliefs are. They just want to meet you where you're at or who you love. Just come. And they really mean that, and they show that in so many ways.
Thank you. What's the one thing you want others to know about First Church?
That the community that this church provides is unlike any other I've ever been a part of. Nowhere else could I go off to college for months at a time and come back and have people ask me about projects from the previous summer or ask me what I've been up to and remember my name, unlike some people I attend classes with. But that, we all come here every week for church. Sure, we're coming for the sermon, but we're held together by an interest in other people's lives and support each other's projects outside of the congregation. I can't tell you how many things I've worked on that we've gotten volunteers and help from this church right behind me, and that's what I want people to know.
What's the one thing about First Church that you want others to know?
I want them to know that it's a group of people who support each other. I have been here as a child. For my wedding, people came and I was supported by the church. When my mom and dad passed away, they embraced me and supported me and loved me really back to feeling okay about myself. So it's a wonderful church, a lot of fun, a lot of great people, and I'm hooked.
What's the one thing about First Church that you want others to know?
I'd want it to know about our welcoming spirit, taking all in the community who are willing to join us here every Sunday or any Sunday they can make it, to be with us, to worship with us, to rejoice with us, and most importantly, to carry God's love into our community together.
What's the one thing about First Church that you want others to know?
I want them to know that I really like the Sunday school here because we get to do a lot of fun crafts there, but we also get to learn about Jesus while we do it. And I enjoy going there because I know a lot of people that come to my school that go there too.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's the one thing about First Church that you want someone to know?
I'd like everyone to know what a great Christian education program we have here. The kids have a lot of fun, they learn a lot, we have a wonderful group of volunteers, so that's really what I want people to know.
What's the one thing about First Church that you want others to know?
I think
What's the one thing you want others to know about First Church?
What I would like others to know about First Church is how welcoming it is. Coming to church every Sunday is not just coming to church, it's being part of a family.
What's one thing you want others to know about First Church?
First Church is very welcoming, and as a gay person in our society here today, I have been welcomed for a very long time, and I couldn't appreciate it more.
So I think one of the most wonderful things about First Church that maybe people don't realize is that there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. I'm a member of the Outreach Board, and the Outreach Board is actively engaging with different types of nonprofits and humanitarian benefit types of agencies and organizations to try to help people where they need the help. So it could be anything from soccer camps for kids that are disabled or who have terrible burns on their bodies. It can be helping mothers who have needs for their children, special needs for their children. There could be some international calamity or problem that's happened, a hurricane or tornadoes or that sort of natural disaster that we contribute to as a church. So part of the joy that I get from that is to be able to really become more familiar with these other agencies and the work that's being done, and to do that together with other people who are a part of the board. It's really a wonderful experience to find out how people are committed to working for good throughout the world.
What's the one thing you'd want someone to know about First Church?
Oh my, I would say the love you feel as soon as you walk through the door. Everyone is so welcoming and the ministers give such wonderful sermons. It's the highlight of the week.
What's the one thing about First Church you want others to know?
Everybody is welcome here exactly the way they are, that they might know God better through the experience.